Coach, how's it feel to be in New York City? I mean, supporting the guys who you might have 4 Hogs drafted in this year's NBA draft, which is the first time since 1992 if all 4 go. How exciting is it to be here?
We're really excited. We brought some of our staff, and it could be a historical day. You never know how drafts go, but based on all the feedback, based on mock drafts, we think that 4 guys will hear their name called, which is really, really special. But again, wacky things happen on draft day, and the big thing is we think all 4 are going to have a great opportunity to play in the NBA. Oftentimes, if a guy doesn't hear his name called, it's not the worst thing either. Caleb Martin didn't hear his name called, and he's making pretty good money and earned a starting role. So the draft is just a part of it. And then you dive into your career, whether you get picked, no matter if you get picked early, late, non-picked, then you got to go produce. And I think all 4 of our guys are ready to produce at the next level.
Being on the other side of this for so long, being an NBA head coach and assistant and all the levels of basketball, to be on this side of it now and have this kind of an impact in your program, what's that like? Because you coach players coming from college and now you're helping guys get there, and to be here to support them, kind of wrap all that up for me.
It's really different. When you're in a draft room and you're giving an opinion on a player, it's just a name on a board. There's no personal attachment until you actually draft that player and then start developing a relationship. So draft day, when you're working for an organization, it's just another day where you're acquiring an asset. Draft day, when you've coached a player and then that player is going to start a career and lifetime changes are going to happen in his life, really, really special and much different, like I said, being on this side of it than the other side.
Your Pro Hog shirt. You got to show that off. Talk about that. Love it.
We just want to support our guys. Got 4 different uniforms that we've worn this past season with their numbers on it. And our players will all get this shirt on draft day, and they'll be wearing it at the draft party that they have back in Fayetteville. So we're kind of spread all over. Coach Smart will be in Dallas watching the draft with Jordan Walsh. I have a lot of the staff here, and then the guys that aren't here will be with the team back in Fayetteville watching.
And you'll be in Anthony Black's green room, right?
That's the rumor, that I will be sitting with Anthony Black. So I look forward to. I've never been. There's not a lot of firsts for me at my age and with my experience, but this is a first. Like, what door do I walk in? Where do I go? Where do I sit? Like, it's new. And I even have a little bit of angst and excitement because it's one of the few things in my life that I haven't really experienced, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be really, really cool.
I'm glad Courtney brought up the green room because you've got 2 players there. Now, this is going to be an unprecedented draft. Well, going back to 1992 at Arkansas, where in short order you've built up a program. You've had 4 players from the program that played for you get drafted, but you can match that number. You can match that number in one night. I know you've kind of been talking about it, but what's that like, and to have 2 in the green room?
Yeah, 2 in the green room's insane. There's a lot of coaches that coach 30 years and don't have anybody in the green room, and to have 2 in one draft, really amazing. I think the biggest thing, and I said it on a radio interview the other day, is when you sit back and you think that we have 4 players that are going to accomplish a lifetime goal, and we won, because a lot of these draft picks, they don't go to programs and win. They might get personal accolades, but there's been a lot of number 1 picks that don't even make the NCAA tournament. But to have 6 freshmen on a team, go to a Sweet 16, and now 3 of those 6 be one and dones, really, really special.
I love that. That is so awesome. You said it's a first for you. You're like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to. How awesome is it that you're getting to do that on such a special night with Anthony, with Nick here, Jordan's in Dallas, but just 4 players. That's got to be even more special for you to have to support all of those guys here.
This is a unique draft too, because you're talking about there's only 58 picks. There's 2 picks that have already been forfeited, and so when there's 58 names called and 4 of them potentially Arkansas, the world is going to hear the Razorback name a lot on that draft night. What that's worth to the program, to the school, I don't know. I don't know how you put a financial figure on the advertisement with our logo. And our logo represents every sport on campus. It represents the student body. It represents the state. And so on this particular night, the Razorbacks are at the forefront and are going to probably hear our school's name called more than any other in the draft.
And looking at individual guys, as much as you want to say, just kind of running down it, Anthony Black, what do you see in him as far as what he'll deliver at the next level?
Well, I mean, Anthony's just so unique. You're talking about a 6'7.5" point guard, a guy that can play the 1, 2, 3. I think some NBA teams are wondering, can he really be a true point guard? And I'm like, well, that's all we played him at. What are you talking about? Can he do it? I asked him maybe you should watch some more film if you're asking me if he can play the point. But a guy that has, unlimited potential. Nick Smith, great scorer, can play the 1 or the 2. I think he'll play more point guard at the NBA level even than he did at the University of Arkansas. I think both Anthony and Nick have potential to be all-stars in the right framework, but with the right organization, and then with the right player development. And then you talk about Jordan Wall. She's an incredible defender, great loose ball getter, is going to continue to improve to become eventually a 3-and-D guy, a player that can make open threes from the corner, from the 45-degree angle. Really does a great job, Jordan Walsh does, rebounding his position. And then Ricky Council, you're talking about a guy that is as good an athlete as anybody in this NBA draft. He's a guy that can really score the ball and is a high free throw attempt player. And I think he understands he's got to find a niche to be a great defender as well, which he will at the NBA level.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I know, that was awesome. One more question, because I do want to ask you about the JJ's Live thing. What can you talk about that party a little bit, and why you guys wanted to do that, and what was the kind of idea behind it?
Yeah, I think the reason to have a party with the public is the draft's too unique. When Moses Moody got drafted, we came to my house as a team. When Jalen Williams got drafted, we had a house party as well. I felt like with 4 potential players that our guys, especially with so many new guys that didn't really play with these 4, they need to feel some of the passion that our fans have. And so to do it in a public place, I thought would make it a little bit unique, and it kind of is going to start building for this year's team to get a flavor and a feel for what the Razorback faithful are like.